everyone, Citrus Straws here. Today I'm going to show you how to paint a simple galaxy on a budget as a request from my mother for her first grade students. First of all, for this project, we're going to want to lay down a covering. One of the sections of this painting uses a splattering technique, so unless you'd like to get paint everywhere, I suggest you lay down some newspaper, an old towel, or something else, and paint in an open area with no junk lying around. So clear off the table, paint outside, do whatever you want to do. Just make sure your workspace is clear. Next, you're going to want to gather all your painting tools. If you are part of my mom's first grade class, all your tools have been provided for you. The first things you're going to need are your paints. We're going to be using acrylics, and I usually buy from Apple Barrel or Craft Smart. They only cost about 80 cents for a small bottle and upwards of $3 for larger bottles. You can find these at Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or pretty much any other craft store. In art, galaxies typically consist of pinks, purples, blues, oranges, and sometimes greens. In order to get the best and simplest result, you're going to want to pick up to 2 colors, maybe 3. And of course, white as the base. What you're going to need next are a few foam makeup blenders and a toothbrush. I got both of these from the Dollar Tree. And then you're going to want to get a surface to put your paint on. It can be a paper plate, a bunch of napkins, or some newspaper. Anything that you'd be willing to ruin and/or discard once you're done. And finally, you may want a cup of water to loosen up the paint every once in a while. Now that we've got all the tools we need, let's get to work. For this galaxy, I'm using neon pink, violet, and navy blue. I'm going to lay out my base with a layer of white. Some galaxies are made up of swirls and spirals, so I'm swirling the Beauty Blender in a circular motion until the base looks how I want it to look. Then I go in with a neon pink using a separate Beauty Blender. Again, I'm using the swirly motion, but I'm making a circle around the middle to create an illusion of the super bright light coming from the middle of the galaxy. After I get that layer done, I get a new Beauty Blender and move outwards with purple and then blue. Then I go back in with more layers of color and attempt to blend each color into one another, using a small bit of water so it looks a lot smoother and less chunky and rigid. This takes a lot of time and effort to get right, and you may have to end up waiting for all the paint to dry before moving on to another layer of paint. But the good news is this doesn't take long since it's acrylic and it dries fast. So watch some Netflix, watch a YouTube video, play a game, and then come back to your painting once it seems dry enough. There are plenty of different options you can choose from on how to make your galaxy look. Galaxies tend to have 3 basic shapes: spiral, elliptical, and irregular. For an easier galaxy design, you can take your colors and blend them together in an irregular pattern. It can be blobby, thin, smooth, cloudy, small, large, or you could just color in the whole canvas. It's up to you. I just decided to make mine more elliptical, so if you want more of a challenge, you can just follow my first demonstration. If not, watch this one and experiment with your own colors. Finally, here comes a moment that ties everything together, and is the most fun in my opinion. For this final step, we're going to make the stars. This is where the toothbrush comes in. You're going to want to take your toothbrush, dip it in the white paint, and then use your fingers to flick the bristles onto the canvas and create a bunch of tiny paint splatters. This will serve as a bunch of tiny stars scattered all over the canvas, and it will really bring the whole piece together. You can do this however you want. You can make the stars more clustered by gently rubbing your finger across the bristles and getting closer to the canvas, or you can make them more scattered by flicking the bristles a little more harshly and further away from the canvas. However you do it is up to your creative freedom. Just make sure you wash your hands afterwards, and don't use a toothbrush to brush your teeth. And with that, the tutorial is done! I hope you guys enjoyed watching this demonstration, and hopefully you followed this tutorial and made pieces that you can be proud of. Remember, art is subjective, and there's no such thing as bad art. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!